हाँ दादा.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I
Can
don't
we
know.
start now?
No,
Yeah,
you're recording there. Whether I can even record myself over in my PC. I'll test and see. Okay. I'm not
Senior
sure.
must be start.
Okay. Okay, Chairman. Over to you.
Okay. Nitin, can we start?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, whatever time zone you may be. So
Yes.
everybody is welcome here, ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed guests and all volunteers of SCI. Myself, Srinivas Sawan. I have been engaged with SCI since 1990, and I also worked as a vice president for SCI in the earlier schedule. And I worked in the social sector. I have done my master's in social work and MBA in HR, and working in the social sector for last 30 years. Currently, I'm working with education, health, and livelihood programs in India. And I'm honored by the SCM group to host today's program. So let me welcome you again. And today we are all gathered to celebrate International Volunteers Day. I am honored to address to you on behalf of Service International India, an organization that embodies the spirit and selflessness and global unity. Volunteering is a powerful force that transcends borders, bringing people together in the pursuits of the common goal, the betterment of our world. Service International has been at the forefront of this movement, tirelessly working towards creating positive change through volunteerism. As we reflect on the impact of volunteers, let us acknowledge the invaluable contributions of those who dedicated their times, skills, and passion to make a difference. Whether it is rebuilding communities after natural disaster, promoting education, or fostering cross cultural understanding, each volunteer plays a vital role in shaping a brighter future. International Volunteer Day serves as a reminder that despite our diverse backgrounds, we are united by a shared commitment to building a more compassionate and equitable world. It is a day to express gratitude to the volunteers who, through their actions, inspire others to join the noble cause of service. Service Till International stands as a testament to the belief that by working together, we can overcome challenges, break down barriers, and create a global community driven by compassion and understanding. Today, let's not only celebrate the achievements of the past, but as we look forward with optimism and determination to the work that lies ahead. I am really happy and honored to present in this gathering. And as SCI India, as we know, rather yesterday only, our last camp happened in Kankoli, and volunteers from Karnataka and Maharashtra came together, gathered together, and they worked in the communities and the to the school's children. So the volunteerism really can spread around the peace and happiness all around. So thank you very much to all volunteers who have made this Service International as a force for positive change, and wish we all happy International Volunteers Day. And we have got 6 speakers today. So I am happy to call upon our first speaker, Alexandra Vasiliu. I hope I am taking your name correctly. Yeah, the president of SCI since December 2022, treasurer of SCI from December 2018 and December 2022, founder of SCI Hellas branch in 1983. She studied master's degree in applied pedagogical didactical research with distinct from Virgin University, Belgium, Bachelor of Arts from the Open University, Great Britain, Bachelor of Arts in Pedagogy with honors from the National University of Athens, Diploma in Teachers Training with honors from Pedagogical Academy, Certificate of Secondary Education with honors, and Certificate in Information and Communication Technologies. Foreign Language Certificate of Proficiency in English, Diploma de Langue France, and professional experience, 3 years principal of the 6 primary schools at Athens, 15 years primary education in Greece, 5 years primary education in Belgium, 3 years special advisor in National University of Athens, and 10 years Secretary General of the Second Teachers in Service Training Center in Athens. So I request Alexandria to do her presentation on the this gathering. Thank you very much.
Then I feel better. Thank you so much for the invitation. Yeah, I'm also very pleased and honored for this invitation from SCI-India Maharashtra group. It is a great occasion to celebrate the International Volunteers Day today and to organize such a great event that coincides with another great event of the SCI movement, the International Committee meeting. It is the 86th International Committee meeting that is taking place this year live in person in Vienna. And we will be very happy to welcome almost 40 people here live and 15 people in hybrid mode online. And your delegate is already here, Bupi Yadav, and I was happy to meet him today. So can I share my screen, Nitin? I would like to talk about one of the challenges of the volunteer world that we are facing this time, and it is the volunteerism industry. Can I just start sharing? Thank you. I think you can see my screen right now. Where's that? What am I not doing? I'm not slides, so
Yeah, I can see mountain too high.
Sorry for the delay. Okay, I think you can see my screen right now. Yes, thank you so much. And are mountains too high to climb for the IVS movement, for a CI movement? That's what I'm going to discuss with you right now. And the concept of volunteerism and its risks for the IVS movement, the International Voluntary Service Movement, which SCI is, of course, a big part, and the initiator of the International Voluntary Movement since more than 100 years ago. So one of the main current challenges is for the movement concerns the struggle of keeping its original identity, vision, mission, and values, while on the one hand, we are adapting to the new trends, working environments, and financial needs. And on the other hand, avoiding losing its funding principles and blindly following dangerous trends imposed by the mobility industry. Especially in the last 20 years, new agencies and organizations have entered the short, medium, and long-term voluntary field. Many of them are based in the USA and the global north and propose a business approach which features the following elements. The project's activities are shaped and to provide participants satisfaction, entertainment, and a sense of being useful. The quality of the project is not ensured, and to reach an impact, but to satisfy the participants' demands and to legitimate the high fee that these participants pay to join the program. Let me see. Let me go. I don't know why I cannot go to my next slide. Okay, Silvio is helping me technically. He's the tech head here beside me. Thank you. So the local community stands in the background. Participants are not exposed to anything that might be controversial or can involve potential conflicts. Like the experience is presented as rewarding and stress-free. So no follow-up action is required. Usually the actions are not linked with an ongoing campaign. They're just out of any context. The programs are linked with touristic offers and possibilities to explore the environment and the hosting community. This is included in the package and can be pre-organized. High fees are requested. I've heard about like $3,000 fees like that, which is really extreme. Those who cannot afford to pay, of course, they are excluded. The offers are usually targeted to volunteers from the global north traveling to the global south, but not the vice versa thing. Poor standards of supervision of the projects that might lead to dangerous effects, such as high potential of sexual harassment and exploitation. Can you please help me for the next slide? What do I do? Okay. What is the impact of volunteerism on the international voluntary service? The market is getting, of course, more and more competitive. Volunteers are considered customers and not, and not people that want to profit from volunteering world and values. As organizations make efforts to provide customer-oriented service, volunteers might develop unrealistic expectations and demands on the quality of the projects. Paradoxically, these volunteers, they wish to leave their comfort zone, but they also expect to find everything well prepared. Participants are more oriented toward personal development through rewarding experiences. The way volunteering is presented avoids facing the challenging aspects of the intercultural experiences. Ideology, politics, critical thinking are not mentioned at all. Some of these activities tend to reinforce the neo-colonial approach. The white savior complex, the white people are going to the global, from the global north, going to the poor global south to help. So we need to know our target groups of the young people now. How are the young people thinking? A survey among some networks confirms how ideological and political motivations are no more a driving force among young people, unlike it was in the previous decades, like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, when I was also growing up and being an adolescent. Despite of this change, it would not be correct to say that young people are not interested in politics. Specific research started in the 90s. See the concept of lifestyle politics by Anthony Giddens shows that today young people express their political ideology not through the affiliation to a political party, but rather practicing daily behaviors which are coherent with their values. Some examples of this are vegetarianism, care on what they consume, social inclusion behaviors, environmental awareness, and climate justice movements that they join. When designing our IVS activities, we should take this into consideration, as according to the lifestyle politics concept that we presented before, IVS projects can generate a high political impact, even if they are not supported by a specific political party or a movement or a coalition. More and more young people show a strong interest in experiencing and thus practicing new lifestyles, alternative to those proposed by the competitive society, consumerism, and hyperachievement, which I think they exhaust the young people's minds. To change the world is perceived as one of the strongest drives among the young people when deciding to join a voluntary project. The IVS impact can have a cascading effect among members, communities, and target groups, only if activities are carried out using specific formats which must comply to quality standards, high quality standards, and shared values in order to be effective. Activities which do not possess these elements risk to be ineffective and cannot convey meanings, principles, and values. The volunteering sector, of course, is not interested in transformational change and promotion of critical thinking among the young people. It is only the IVS movement that is very sensitive on these values. The IVS movement should clarify its horizontal, participatory, and grassroots approach in order to avoid misunderstanding with its target groups. We should invest more efforts in the preparation of the volunteers, working together, the sending and hosting organizations, rather than attracting or recruiting volunteers using the social media, which is, the modern thing now everywhere, and skipping pre-departure training. The quality of the exchange process is the factor that should differentiate us from volunteerism. Therefore, it is essential to improve our procedures rather than blaming the other side for the current trends. We should improve our practices. In the field of project description and promotion, what we could do is to add a section in the official website of each IVS network, which explains what volunteerism is and what the main differences between this trend and the IVS networks and organizations are. Raising awareness of volunteerism through internal training, pre-departure training, training for welcome coordinators, training for some staff members, seminars, meetings. That would be the thing for the IVS movement to do and to explore more. Make sure you do not follow the volunteerism promotional approach in your communication actions, and verify that your messages are based on the IVS identity. Please see the document, what is our IVS in our members area, that was presented during the ICM 2019. And it's a document prepared by the 4 international networks. When recruiting volunteers, it is better to streamline our research, involving the sending organizations in the process and using communication strategies specifically addressed to the target groups that we want to reach. Creating our own digital resources can be very helpful. Lastly, but not least, better results can be achieved if all the IVS movement networks, individual organizations can work together towards the harmonization of these guidelines, quality standards, and exchange procedures to face the new challenges as one body, not only as individual networks. Thank you. I'll stop sharing. Stop sharing. I'm here.
Can you mute? Okay.
Thank you so much for listening. I'm muting.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Alexandria. And you are really put the challenges of getting the volunteers and how we can work with them and motivate them and to get in the SCI volunteerism. And I'm happy to have those the studies which you have shared about how we can motivate the new volunteers. So our next guest is Silvio Martinelli. Silvio Martinelli, 53, has been with SCI since 1990. In these 33 years, he has participated in many work camps, worked as LTV, and was a local and international activist and staff with the Italian and the Finnish branches. In the early 2000s, he has also created a local group and organized work camps in Guatemala and with internationally displaced people. Silvio has been member of the International Executive Committee in 2 periods in the late 90s and currently as an international vice president. He is passionate about different aspects of peace, especially what he calls peace with nature. He has been pushing the agenda of impact measurement as well as differentiation of fundraising sources. Outside SCI, Silvio works in international organizations and in the past 20 years in the fight against HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, as well as health system. He currently lives in Geneva, Switzerland. So I request Silvio to give his words.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Thank you, everyone. Very nice to be here. It's thank you for the invitation. It's a very emotional moment for me to celebrate International Volunteer Day with the SCI-India. The reason is that my last ICM in person as IC member was in India, in Bangalore. And what you see behind me is a picture from that event. Maybe you can recognize some people if you have good eyes, or you may have been in that event yourself. Today, I was asked to talk about the relevance of SCI in a changing world. And this is a very important topic as the world does indeed change. Certainly in the last 103 years of SCI life, but also at an increased speed in the recent years. shocked by big events like the wars we are hearing about, COVID, etc. And also there's been an acceleration on climate change with the dramatic effects as we are seeing around the world. So the question is SCI adapting to these changes? If it is it adapting fast enough? These are important questions to define whether we remain relevant in this changing world. That was the initial questions. So we can take different angles to this. And the one I chose for today is the relation between humans and nature. So in this world that changes in relation to climate change. So as we speak right now, world leaders are meeting in Dubai for the COP28. They're trying to address this issue. And the question is, what is the link between SCI and climate and all this important issue that we are dealing with? So SCI, as we are hosted by India, maybe I'll quote one of the greatest person in human history, Mahatma Gandhi. Around the time when SCI was born, he said, the earth has enough resources for our needs, but not for our greed. This is, I think, a very important quote. This was 100 years ago, and I think it's still valid. And I would add a peace component to this. The humanity greed has led to what the UN Secretary General has called the war on nature. Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of UN, said in 2020, so just a couple of years ago, humanity is waging war on nature. This is senseless and suicidal. And a year later, the United Nations Environmental Programme issued a report called Making Peace with Nature. This is a UN report called Making Peace with Nature, which is again a topic of SCI peace, and it's a new dimension. No? Peace has been always taught between people, but here we're talking about peace with nature. So here I find the link between the SCI peace work and climate justice as a topic that is so relevant in today's changing world. So if you go online and you search for SCI online courses, you will find the peace education in practice. Maybe some of you have already tried some of these courses that SCI has produced. And you will see that we are no longer talking just about peace between humans, but also peace with nature, as well as peace with oneself, the inner peace. And these are all connected, all these levels. There cannot be peace among humans without inner peace. Peace with nature lack of peace with nature leads to wars over resources, leads to mass migration, leads to starvation, and in general, social justice between, as Lysander would say, the North, the global South. So it is time, I believe, that SCI takes this concept of peace with nature very seriously. It is important for the world, and it is important for SCI relevance in the world, in the changing world. And again, if you go online on the SCI website, you will find a lot of work that is done around the title Climate for Peace. And they have indicated 3 areas of work: the mitigation and sustainable living, lowering our impact on the planet, the so-called footprint, through supporting frontline communities, opposing fossil projects, improving cycling opportunity, introducing composting in our communities, education for resource savings. Then there is a second area, which is adaptation and social justice. So this is disaster relief in case of natural disaster. SCI has been doing some of this. No, it's just to connect it with the concept of peace with nature. And now it's becoming more and more intense, frequent due to the changing climate. So organizing work camps in disaster areas in cooperation with the local organization becomes more and more relevant. And then adaptation to build resilience to the impacts of climate change. So this is related to small-scale agriculture, permaculture, restoring natural habitats, and post-fossil fuel era, like urban farming, establish local food distribution instead of international travel of food, and sharing economy projects. So in conclusion, I will say that we are already adapting to the changing world. Maybe we could go even a bit faster and with more acknowledgement of the importance of making peace with nature, as demanded by the UN as a concept. As a voluntary service organization with lots of experience in promoting peace, I think we can play an important role. We have a niche, we have a comparative advantage in there. And as Pierre Ceresol, our founder, over 103 years ago said, through voluntary service, initiated the reconciliation between two peoples at war, the French and the German. Now we can initiate the reconciliation between people and nature. With this, I thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Silvio. And you have really come with an important point that peace with human, peace with nature, and peace with self. And also you mentioned about if we are peace with nature, then only the existence of the human is there. Otherwise, it will be not in coordination. So thank you very much for putting that bringing that concept up. Bringing a thought of working in peace with nature is very important for today's world. So with that, now I call the next speaker, Mr. Stephen Na, is a senior SCI leader. Stephen Na, 72 years, been with SCI since 1970. Was a founding member of SCI Penang and Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Managed to balance his career, study, family, and time for SCI. Wears many hats in SCI, locally, regionally, and internationally. Enjoy his little contribution, efforts, time, and financial to SCI. Stephen Nas, we will be talking about peace begins with a smile. It cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. So I request Stephen to give his wisdom words.
Thank you, Shivadas. Good afternoon and evening or morning to all of you. What I'll do is take 10 minutes of your time, very, very briefly share something. I think all of you are very, very familiar and close to your heart. Actually, I'm trying to talk about what's the challenge and joy in service and volunteering. It seems to be something like very, very simple. And as Chair has introduced, actually, I'm Stephen, 72 years old. So have been with SCI for what they call half a century. And as you noted, I was a founding member of SCI Penang and KL, not because I wanted to, but I happened to be in that place at that point of time. And one of the things which I enjoy SCI and then which I like to share with the people is basically I managed to balance my career. Okay? And I should look at one and say I had quite a pleasant career. Okay? And I also managed to find time for study, okay? And for my family, and also time for SCI. So this is a balancing act, which is not easy if one wants to do well in all these. And I think in many respects, I have succeeded and happy with it. And I wear many different hats in SCI, locally, regionally, internationally. And this again is something very important. As I was trying to say, it is the kind of challenge and the joy. And the joy is because of the different hats I was wearing, doing this, auditing, secretary, and also a different kind of role and supporting role, I learned a lot. Okay? This learning kind of experiential learning has helped me in my career. Okay? And actually, my career has helped me to provide some means for my family, which I'm very, very thankful and grateful for. And now at my age, semi-retired, but I still have the time and putting quite a lot of effort. Like just now, I was spending about 2.5 hours with one of our delegates, going through with him how to prepare for the ICM. And these are those little things that I put effort and time for. And at the same time, because of my career, financially, I'm quite okay. And with this also, I'm trying to plow back some of these for SCI. So this is the kind of payback time for me. Now the challenge is we ask ourselves, and when I more or less drafted this little kind of sharing, it's meant for younger people who say, okay, why you want to join SCI? So what's the challenge? The challenge is the person has to think for himself. What do you want? What do you aspire to be? And what do you want to have? So it's something which a person must ask. Now, for most of us, what we said we like to do is that we like to be at least better than our parents. In his career, and then in the house, and then in the vehicles or car we have, and then when we have families, and then we should be able to travel, and then able to eat out. So these are things that we wanted to have. But these are physical and material and social kind of achievement. Now, beyond this, what about the spiritual and emotional satisfactions which a person may have and is a bit more long-lasting? So this is where, this aspect of SCI, the opportunity which it provides. And if a person to find this kind of opportunity, actually is available, whether with SCI or with other NGOs and so forth. No. And but to do this, the challenge again, a person must have the interest, and he must make time for it. And they must also allocate resources and develop skill, to make it meaningful. Otherwise, being involved, actually is just a very kind of passive, what they call passengers, but something like the more to it, and that leads to the next kind of a challenge, which is saying now, by engaging in volunteering, what are the kind of fruits that we can have, and the joy, I said the challenge and the joy which we can have. Now, on my personal experience is, as I said, I have developed a lot of the skill set in terms of managing, in terms of monitoring things, in terms of interfacing. So these are the kind of things which I've developed. But at the same time, when we engage in this kind of thing, we also help those people that we reach out to. We help them to improve in their wants and needs. We provide and make them to achieve the sustainability. And to many of those people that we reach out, actually we become friends, and this is what they want to have. So when we provide this kind of volunteering service, a lot of it is interactions, connections, connecting, meeting the people. And we spend time with the people. We entertain them, we take them outing, we sing with them, we dance with them, we play games, we have karaoke. So these are the kind of aspect of volunteering that we should allocate ourselves to. And the other kind of satisfaction that we have when we do all these little things, those things that we see, the smile in the face, and then each time whenever we see them, they're so happy to see us and looking forward to see us. So these are the kind of joy that we have in volunteering. Now, the other thing is how to get yourself involved in volunteering. Actually, to me, it's quite simple, but it's very important that a person who wants to be engaged in volunteering, it must make it as a personal goal. It must be personally involved and engaged in this kind of activities. But it must start off with a personal goal that I want, I like to be in it. And after the personal goal, then the thing which a person need to have is also, it must make time for it, must plan for it, and then must also budget, right? Budget the time and resources, right? Because volunteering actually it takes resources. It needs some kind of funding as well. And the last thing is, actually, you must have the right attitude and motivation. And volunteering also, right? Whenever we do, many of the things that we do, like for example, many of us see ourselves as like kind of a professional beggar. But we do it and then we don't mind. We're asking for fun and so forth to support our thing because we see it as a just cause. So when we organize those volunteering activities, Earth Days, and all those kind of things, peace run and so forth, and we need to have fun. We need to get engagement of these people. But when we do it, we do it for a just cause, and then for the promotion of peace, harmonies, and so forth. So we won't feel ashamed. Right. So these are basically the little thing that I like to share with you all. Yeah. No, I think I wouldn't show the kind of screen. So basically this is the kind of thing that if you wanted to be a volunteer, you must know that there are challenges ahead. And, there must also the kind of joy and reward. And the reward, besides making other people happy, is your own personal development. So this is a small sharing that I have for you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. The interesting thing which you mentioned, and that is a key message for everybody. Volunteering is a joy, and it's really connecting people. And another message which you have given, that we have to become better than, you mentioned our parents, but I will also say that we should be better than our yesterday. So we should be bettering every day and making change in the world. So thank you for those nice messages. And our next speaker is Dr. Shobha Sudarshan. I don't think she is present today, but she has given her speech to me. So I'll just read what she has to say. I'll introduce Shobha. Dr. Shobha is an IEC co-opted member, and she's a medical doctor, gynecologist by profession, SCI member for the past 30 years, held various administrative points like local and national levels in SCI-India, worked as Asian Woman co-coordinator and coordinated Asian Working Group, and uplifted several programs involving women's members. So I'll read what Shobha has given. Okay. So, happy International Volunteers Day to one and all. It is proud to be a volunteer. If everyone volunteered, world would be a better place. Imagine more than 8 billion people volunteers. We have limitless possibilities for sustainable development, food and education for everyone, clean environment and good health, and we have peaceful societies. The theme for this year, the power of collective action. Together we can. Every person is born to be volunteer, and at same time of life, we would render the services either by kind or by services. We need to identify each other's talent and put it in use in the best way for the community development. Volunteerism is not one-time action. It is ongoing, continued program. We need to plan how beneficial it is to the society, maintaining peace, and what's my contribution to bring in the change. Team efforts can change the world, and together everything is possible. Dr. Shobha Sudarshan, that is her message to today's forum. So our next speaker is Sherbanu Gullar. She is a SCI-India CWC chairperson. About Sherbanu, Ms. Sherbanu Gullar has done her master's in Science of Mumbai University by research from Cancer Research Institute, Mumbai. She was a scientific officer in Tata Memorial Hospital working in the capacity of cytotechnologist. She is teaching online Quranic translation to ladies. She has worked as vice president in a couple of NGOs and as a convener of the ladies committee. She has remained president twice a Maharashtra group of SCI India. At present, she is CWC chairperson of SCI India. So welcome, Ms. Sherbano. You have to unmute yourself. You have to unmute.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sawan. I will just mention one thing that I have been doing Quranic translation, Quran. Okay? Okay. Now,
Okay, Quranic. Okay, yeah.
yes, it's okay, it's okay. So now, good evening, everyone, my friends. I'm privileged to be a co-speaker with international national stalwarts. They spoke, so well, and on this volunteering day, I will bring my talk to little absolutely basic level, and let's say, what is a volunteerism? Volunteer, it's a Latin word. It means free will. That means a person who indulges in volunteering is without, being forced, without, being paid and having no vested. The volunteer spends time, volunteer physical service, talent, experience with his own money. So I would say volunteerism is an award in itself. It's a reward. Okay. Now, why volunteering? Because it gives you tremendous satisfaction. A volunteer is a very happy person. How? Because he doesn't desire anything in return. Now, government has got many welfare schemes, and for corporates, it's a compulsory. It is made compulsory as a social responsibility, But government itself cannot do all the welfare works. So, non-governmental organizations, that's why, therefore, come into the picture. To name a few, I would say like Giants International Lions Club, Rotary Club, blood banks are there. Mother Teresa's, missionary work goes on. And of course, Service Civil International. Now, Service Civil International, as we know, it's a non-governmental, non-political, non-religious body working for peace, harmony, and non-violence. So I will concentrate more on these aspects, and I will give you some certain examples of the all the 6 groups of India, Service Civil India working. I will give you some examples also of what is being done here in India. Now, guys, so this volunteerism can be done in many fields. As our veteran speakers have, named, I will stick to a few things, and I will give you a few examples. The main work volunteerism is involved, SCI is involved in carrying out work camps. The work camps are, long-term volunteerism is there. There is mid-term also, short-term also, weekends also. I would say now, as late as in the end of November, we had one 12-day work camp, in Kanakuvadi. Participants were there, volunteers were there, invited, from Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka also. And it was a very successful program. It ended just yesterday. Even my Maharashtra group has conducted work camp in Jeevandhara Ashram. A very unique thing about that project is street dwellers, literally from the road, they are picked up. They are in need of medical aid. They are in need of, they may be old. They may be having wounds and maggots. Those people, they are picked up from the road, they are taken care of, and they are very rehabilitated. Tamil Nadu will conduct a mobile camp in February 24. They will start from Chennai and they will terminate, in Trivandrum, and on the way, they will visit 4 organizations. It's a sort of education cultural exchange program. And Karnataka, they have informed us that, they will be distributing 30 wheelchairs to physically challenged persons. I think tomorrow they are going to do that. They've changed the date a little bit. Tomorrow they're going to do it. West Bengal has got an ongoing program. You know how plastic is such a nuisance, especially for water. So they collect plastic bottles in tons and tons. That's how they help. Maharashtra also takes place, a group in beach cleaning in collaboration with others, and we also hold, orientation program for new volunteers, new members. And Delhi conducted they celebrated, on 15th of August, Azadi Ka Din, Independence Day. They worked with children, and they distributed, stationery to them. Maharashtra government has also taken a women's empowerment program. Conducted a small short-term course under the name of Kishori Shakti. And it's an ongoing program regular every summer vacation in collaboration with other NGOs. This is called Mona Hardy. It's a sort of a grooming course for young girls. We hold, theory lectures, practicals and outdoor visits. Trainers were called from Mutakaman. Now, they teach, swimming and horse riding and so many, sports are there. We have developed the course, modified it, according to our needs and our surroundings and our culture. The idea is to change a young girl into a fine lady, a woman of substance. She's taught how to behave with the in-laws, how to carry herself in society. She's taught that way, and she's made ready to join the mainstream. Another ongoing program with Maharashtra group is our lady volunteers visit a school for blind girls. They help those students in their studies and help them to prepare for their examinations. We also hold, webinars on International Peace Day, Voluntary Day, today, on Women's Day, and so on and so forth. And peace rallies are also we take part in. Not only that, orientation programs also are organized for new members, new volunteers. So in conclusion, I would say, what is good? What is a good volunteer? You should have no ego. You should have patience. You should be humble and polite. You should have respect for other people's views. Create a congenial atmosphere. And that we should win confidence. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Sharvano. So now I request Mr. Surya Bandara on Sri Lanka. Mr. Surya with SCI Sri Lanka. He has been volunteering for 25 years. He has been working at international office of SCI, prepared for 100 years of SCI, contact person of AIWG of SCI, volunteering, and he was about to join military services, but he met SCI just before volunteering has become a way of his life. So we would like to invite Surya to talk about volunteerism. Surya, can you start your?
Hello, good afternoon, evening, everyone. And actually, my SCI, sorry, I'm having, I hope you are listening me because I am having a little bit of difficulty with the
We
connection.
can hear you.
But I have been actually active for, yeah, as you mentioned, for more than half of my life, for my age. And it was really actually for very important point, turning point in my life. When I finished my studies, as you know, in Sri Lanka, we had civil war, and I'm going to, like, for an ordinary kid who was pretty in common military service in this country, and they did quite a lot of propagandas during the civil wars, and it was like you can choose from a very basic service to the maximum qualified military service. So after my studies, I was planning to go to the academy. It's like a university, but military. So this is where I was standing. And just before I progressed, I met SCI. So I attended my first work camp. Actually, my brother went for the first work camp, and he came back, and I asked him, "Oh, how was your experience? How was it? Did you like the place, everything?" And then and he said, "Oh, it was fantastic. They were different people." He mentioned that. So I said, "Oh, maybe I should give it a look." So I joined the work camp, one of the SCA work camps, and I think I not like it, but I loved it. It was a kind of a different exposure that we haven't had before also, or different options. I think it's also important, especially in the world. We have many civil wars ongoing. I think what people need is alternative to what they are living in. So I really believe in it. Otherwise, if that on that day, if I would have joined the military, maybe I'm not alive anymore. It's even a possibility, because the civil war, as many of you knows, it was bloodshed in Sri Lanka. It was terrible. And yeah, that situation. So the SCI brought into us, and also at that time the work camps were not 11 days or 7 days long. We did weekend work camps. Maybe somebody brought a bit of dal, rice, coconut, and we did self-funding and a work camp. We go and clean, paint a school, or little enjoy, and also doing meeting different ethnics, meeting different culture background people, working together. It's a different atmosphere than what people or what politicians trying to transmit. When you live that situation, you really learn, not from the TV or from the speeches those politicians gives. And the work camps that I did was actually like 2 months long. When I go home after 3 work camps, I was out 6 months from my home. So 2 months long, and I'm not telling that we should do this kind of work camps, but time to time, I think it's attractive if people have time to do that, because after all, we were become like a family. The connections was very, very strong. That the team was very strong. The projects, I found it very interesting. And nowadays we have reached the 10 to 11 days work camps. I think it's the modern time changing. We have to address the needs of the people, etc. But when it comes to Asia, people, mainly most of the volunteers come from the north. and it's quite a long trip and quite expensive journey to come for 11 days. So in SCI, I think for Asian branches, maybe what we have to look into is not to do 2 months work camp, but instead to do like LTV, long-term voluntary services, long-term voluntary programs that may have a bit of more success than short-term work camps. Right now, in Asia, we have about 18 work camps, and in Europe we have about 21 work camps. In Africa, 2 work camps announced. But in these 18 work camps in Asia, I don't know how many international volunteers may get for SCI branches. But LTV programs, if you organize it, that volunteers who pay long, big fees, they might have a possibility of compensating this time and money. So it's always I think I would like to encourage Asian branches and partners to look for or think of long-term projects, LTVs, and the short-term projects, of course, but don't try to cancel it or disappoint it if you don't get international volunteers. We have seen that. Don't cancel, but try to manage it with the local volunteers. And of course, yeah, this is, I think, the adapting ways to the reality. And our partners are very strong in the sense, like previously mentioned, also Alexandra, these campaigns, and also the voluntourism. I would some cases you could even we could say that, but we can't really confirm. Beside the Greenway Thailand, there was a previous organization in Thailand. The camp leader had a 4-wheel truck that he would go and visit each work camps. So that was his duty. It was kind of a huge industry. We disconnect the relation with them, but there are still other partners quite slightly doing, but they are also quite strong and a lot of campaigns, marketing, doing a lot. So for SCI style, at least what we are having right now, it's a big challenge, but I think we can do less but more quality. I think this is something that we could do less and keep the quality high. That's pretty much from my side. And I wish you all a great evening, and also the ICM team a wonderful ICM meeting. And thanks SCI-India for organizing and inviting us for this wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you, Surya. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Whatever from our mind you have given us. And really, the big leaders are here. Alexandra is there, Silvio is there. Then our NS Vinash is also joined. Then Sherbanu is there. I think this is from our heart. Thank you, Surya.
Nitin, can I interrupt,
Yeah.
please? Sylvia and I, a quarter to, I don't know, to 1 here.
Yeah. We understood.
We have another meeting
It's the
starting.
last
Please.
session.
Please. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so much for the honor. It was a pleasure to participate and see you all. Thank you so much.
Be with us next time also.
See
Every
you.
time.
See you
send
next
you the
time.
recording.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Happy
you,
Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Are we
See
going
us.
to the last? Yeah, we have a last session by Mr. Vivek Patil. Volunteerism. Mr. Vivek Patil was our former treasurer, but and he is a well-known supporter for long years for SCI Maharashtra in India. But he don't want to introduce more than SCI. That's why I have no introduction given by him, but I know him personally. So Vivek, it's up now to you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Srinivas. My introduction to SCI started with small pamphlet called What is SCI, which was given to me by Nitin Vengurlekar way back in 1982-83 when I was doing my chartered accountancy course. And that pamphlet was so powerful effect on my mind that I joined SCI, and from there I have not um, left FTI. So in between for a couple of decades, 1990s and 2000s. For 20 years, I was in touch, but not actually involved. So much, not so much involved. But later, I think in 2022, last year, Prabhakar Kamble, etc., they actually said, "Okay, we'll come together and form a group and involve more and more volunteers, and let's see what we can do together." So in between, I was practicing as chartered accountant. Then I became involved with study of stock market, and then even now I am consultant to stock market analysis. I conduct sessions on Sundays, etc., etc. Now, when we started in last year, 2022, the group status was not on. I mean, it was dissolved kind of a group. And then we came together. We reinstated the status of the group, and then we had our formal meetings. Everything was recorded, and then suddenly I saw the people are really interested in voluntary work. And the way we came together is like, meet people and then involve other organization, like Srinivas has his own organization called CARE. And then our secretary has an organization, our Sherbanu Gullarji, she has her own organization, and she was already involved in SCI for that matter. So we came together and suddenly we saw activities, gaining momentum. And the people were so interested that we did not spend a single rupee from SCI account. Everybody contributed, and all these activities that we did 2 camps last year, 1 camp, and this year also 1 camp. We did so many other activities. We are doing day after tomorrow beach cleaning also, and then in between so many walks, so many poster exhibitions, and so many webinars on each and every day, important day for SCI, like Paris Aerosol Day, International Volunteer Day, etc., etc. We have not only done webinars and recorded them and then put it on our YouTube channel. Today is 5th of December. This is last year's Peace Day booklet. This is the booklet that we had come out. This is the booklet. This is last year's. Then we came out with Paris Aerosol Day. We came out with a booklet on Paris Aerosol. Then on International Day of Peace, 21st September, we came out with another book, which is a slightly bigger book. Then work camp was the mainstay of SCI, which SCI as an organization started with the idea of work camp. So we came out with a book on work camp also, which explains how to organize and conduct a work camp. And then Sher Banuji was involved in women's empowerment. So we came out with a booklet on Women's Day also. But I, as a chartered accountant and later on, working professional, I always insist upon efficiency. And I saw that there are some lacunas that we are not maintaining minute books, we are not maintaining accounts properly, because being a chartered accountant, I always, saw these things first. And then nowadays, I mean, I've seen there are so many things that volunteers should learn. So we conducted one seminar on how to, prepare PPT files, how to do reports, documents, doc files. We had conducted 1.5 hour session. Then recently, I am studying the artificial intelligence, how to do all these things automatically, how to put your accounts into an Excel file and take the output automatically. And this is all, can be done within minutes. You don't take, days or weeks. Everything, all the report, for example. I recently, not recently, 3 days ago, we had a work camp in Maharashtra, and there were people, and I composed a poem through AI, which means praises all the participants, their work in the work camp, everything. But that was automatically done with the help of automatic intelligence, AI. So I always insist on efficiency, and if I don't see efficiency, then I get slightly worried. So this is how we built our team. Everybody contributes his own way. No, SCI doesn't pay them anything. From SCI account, we don't withdraw, have not withdrawn a single rupee so far in the last 1.5 years. As far as work camp is concerned, because I said work camp is the mainstay of main idea behind starting of SCI. Beginning of SCI started with a work camp. So I was worried that this work camp has to be, necessarily international work camp. I mean, we had a work camp which ended yesterday, and we had some participants, 5-7 participants from Karnataka, two participants from Andhra Pradesh, and then our own. Okay, that can, but it has to be truly international. And I found that perhaps we are not getting the volunteers. Perhaps it is not, put forward or so aggressively in the SCI International platform, etc., etc. So I was slightly, worried that a true international camp is the basic idea behind beginning of SCI, and therefore we should go for it. So how to increase the participation, whether our subject line that it's only, cleaning of playground, or, painting of school walls, etc. Instead of that, perhaps we should focus more on, environmental issues and so on and so forth. I don't know. I mean, if we can have a meeting together of all the people who, involved in international organizing the work camp, we can get the ideas and improve ourselves. In fact, I would say I saw the work camp list, and that work camp list also includes, Cambodia like country. It shows Iceland as a country. It shows Japan as a country. There are so many countries that we are SCI on an international level are organizing the work camps. But unfortunately, we are not getting the volunteers, and that is the, kind of a thing I wanted to put forward. There is one work camp I just saw. There is one work camp which is coming up at the end of December, at the end of this month, and spread into the next year, perhaps ending on 4th or 3rd January in Palestine. Now this is an issue, and in between there was some appeal to ceasefire by SCI-India, no, SCI International, but that information came late to us, and SCI-India could not participate in that, could not support that document for calling the ceasefire in Palestine, etc. So as a peace volunteer, I was slightly, wanting we should get involved in these kind of issues, at least, through regular communication throughout the groups in the world. We should at least take some kind of information and some kind of stand. So anyway, that is my 2 words. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Vivek.
Okay, thank you.
I would like Nitin to give closing remarks for today's.
Yeah, thank you very much. But before that, I would like to ask question and answers. If anybody have questions, Shivan is there, then Tapas is there, Sherman is there, they will answer. Opida also there. Any questions are there, please? Hello. This topic is close to our heart.
Sunil has something.
Can I say something? Yeah.
Sunil.
Instead of question, I just wanted to kind of bring together the thoughts that Suri mentioned, Shobha mentioned in her.
No, we are not listening properly. Audio, you are not audible.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I just want to bring together some thoughts that people mentioned during this meeting. One was Alexandra mentioned about new millennial kind of people who are, she said that they are not following political lines, party lines, but they are focused more on issues, individual issues. But what you see is most of them are just following whatever is being fed on social media. Now, on the other hand, you have Suri, who mentioned that how his life changed when he attended a work camp, right? So we have these people, and if we can engage with them, we can have more volunteers who can, and I'm talking this from my own experience. When I attended a work camp in 1987, we were like very naive people. And then there are two things that came to my mind, became very important, kind of impressed me. One was that one volunteer from England, I think, and he mentioned that how we try to fill the time that we have by doing activity. And it was like a new concept for me. That sometimes I remember when exam time, we don't study, but when the final few weeks, we are suddenly in a rush to, study all and then do it at 11th hour. So that kind of thing of filling up the time with something. And another was a volunteer from Malaysia, Shivan knows. Uh, was, his name was Alan Urchitam. And once we were just taking kind of a break in the evening, and he just asked, instead of making noise, he said, just listen quietly, silently, what is happening around you. And that was such a another life-changing experience. So just hear birds and insects and all the sounds of nature. And that kind of that memory came to my mind when I heard Silvio talking about nature and peace. So these are the things that, as young volunteer, I found quite impressive in changing my whole attitude towards life and towards peace, international understanding. And I think that we should try and strive to do this to strive to get involved with new volunteers, new people who maybe like me when I was naive as I was, and to get them that idea. So one of the things that in the work camps is to have some senior people, like in this work camp that we had Prabhakar, with a lot of experience. And these people can, with their actions, with their words, they can give a lot of insights that can help young volunteers into getting to know more about not just SCI, but about what peace is. So that's what I wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you. Chair Banuji, anything is there from you? Chair Banuji. You have to unmute. Unmute.
Nothing.
Chair Banuji, unmute, please.
It's different. Cannot.
Yeah.
Not able to hear.
You have to unmute.
Please not unmute.
No, you haven't unmuted.
So say unmuted and muted again.
It's not working.
She don't want to say anything. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Okay.
One thing, Nitin Bhau.
Yeah, please.
Thank you very much. And this have been wonderful presentations. Starting from Alexandra, particularly putting the things where we are silently, we are having a shift from the last 5-6 decades to now, particularly having volunteers and then how to work and how to motivate and enroll. I don't know if I'm right or not in using the word motivation. And Stephen, he's a darling. He speaks from his heart every time.
Okay, perfect.
And the only thing is, let us move ahead with the new ideas, new people, new volunteers, and the experienced one we are having. And congratulations. I'm not concluding, but appreciating the really wonderful organization.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Yeah.
Abhinash, please unmute your mic. Abhinash.
Avinash is there, yes. Our national
Yes,
secretary.
Abhinash, please.
Avinash.
Avinash.
You have to unmute.
No, can't hear you.
No, we can't hear you. You have to unmute.
Yeah, he is unmuted, but I don't know. Avinash, unmute and speak. Your mic is not working.
No, he's not speaking. Just
He is unmuted, but he want.
we are here to.
Tapas want to say something?
I want
Tapas? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, Sherbanuji, speak. You are unmuted.
Yeah, I have. I managed. I just wanted to say that since last year we have revived this Maharashtra group, I must say everybody has got inspiration to do something or the other, and I think it's because hats off to Mr. Vivek Patil and Mr. Nitin. Both of them have taken real trouble, real hard work, and so many activities have taken place, and I talk to you, and I thank you very much. And I think because of you people, I have also got the energy or more inspiration to do something,
International volunteer.
Yeah, it's true. The whole team also.
So, Dr. Doraiswamy. Dr. Doraiswamy.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Please, what is your experience today?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. And I must also thank my good dear friend from Malaysia, Mr. Steven now, who has known to me for more than 25 years. I'm also an SCI member of Penang, Malaysia. I joined SCI way back in 1995. And that's when I got to know of Mr. Steven now, who is a very pioneer leader in SCI. So much to learn from Steven now. And as far as today is a World International Volunteer Day, I really appreciate that SCI-India has taken this great initiative to conduct an online Zoom session in commemoration of this very auspicious day. Talking about volunteerism, I got involved in volunteerism as far back as 1972. 1972, after my O levels or A levels, I would say. But I got involved in the youth movement of Malaysia, where I was sent to a 3 months leadership course, the Malaysian youth leadership course way back in 1975. And that's where it all started in my leadership, where I grew up in the youth movement to the Malaysian level, and I got the best youth leadership award of Malaysia way back in 1992. And that has brought me to many international levels, and also I've in the education sector. I also had a 1 year exchange program where I was an English teacher in Canada, in Winnipeg, Canada, way back in 1978-79. And all this started because of my voluntary work. And still today, I'm still in voluntary. As what Mr. Steven now said, I'm also almost covering half a century. Yeah, almost 5 decades of social work in the Malaysian region, as well as in the region of Southeast Asia and Asia Pacific. And lately, about 5 years ago, I was appointed as the Secretary General for the World Humanitarian Drive, WHD, which is based in London. And I head the Malaysian World Humanitarian Drive as its secretary. So with that, Mr. Steven Na is also very active, and we are very actively involved together with WHD and SCI. Thank you, Mr. Steven Na, for being part of WHD, and I'm really happy to hear all the good speakers. I can see that all of you have got so much of experiences, exchanging of your ideas, your knowledge, your trainings, and your wisdom. And this could be seen and could be felt in all of your contributions. And I must thank once again to the organizers and to all the great speakers for this. Today it's evening here, maybe it's afternoon for some, or it's morning for some of you out there. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you, Professor Dr. Doraisamy, for sharing your experience. He is a really amazing character. Now we hope, right, to host the ICM next year in Penang. So when you are there and then you are here in Penang, you get to meet him.
Yeah.
Because he'll be one of that special personality.
Most welcome. Most welcome to Penang.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Just wanted to ask you, is Ganesh Rasagam back, or is he still in US?
Ganesh Rasagam was just in Penang for a holiday. And I think he may have been leaving today or tomorrow. He was here for his parents, for about 2 weeks. Yeah. He still meets up and catch up with us.
We always miss him.
I will leave him a note that Sunil, send his regards to him. Okay.
Sunil and note say hi.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Avinash could not speak because his mic was not working.
Now he has unmuted. Unmuted. You unmuted.
But he has sent a message. He
has sent a message. I will read out.
Yeah. Please,
Avinash, he could not speak, mic not working. So he says it was a really wonderful webinar on Volunteer Day. I really wished more volunteers from SCI had joined this webinar. I congratulate the Maharashtra group for this successful initiative. Thank you, Avinash. Now, go ahead.
Tapasda, you want to say anything?
Yeah. I'd just like to congratulate the Maharashtra group for this wonderful initiative. And I think this Miss Alexander's speech, rather that PowerPoint presentation, was really very useful and effective. He showed our destination and the important point and how to organize, how to improve this movement, focusing on our real SCI issues and the challenges and how to overcome it. So I really appreciate this. And also the motivational speech of our Uncle Naha, who is really always, he speaks from heart. And this time also, it was quite interesting. And I really enjoyed and learned from his speech. And I would also like to appreciate in this very occasion, although Prabhakar has not spoken, but his zeal for the volunteerism should be noticed in today in this occasion, because the way we selflessly he moved, I know because I was a bit closer touch with Prabhakar, and it was very genuine. This genuineness is very much required in volunteerism. That is the essence of volunteerism. So I agree. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Tapasda.
And also our great lady chairman with strong character who is leading. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I must say, Prabhakar is a genuine, true volunteer. Prabhakar. Yes. He really conducted very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to assure Avinash.
Thank you.
That those who have not joined today's webinar, we have recorded this session. We will upload the YouTube video, then you can watch. Anybody can watch.
Thank you.
That's great.
Let us congratulate O.P. Yadavji.
I am coming with a Thank you. Thank you. And I am
Yeah,
coming with
we
a request to Vivek ji. Vivek
Yeah.
ji, you have shown 4 or 5 documents.
Yeah.
Can I have a copy of it?
Yeah. It
If
was
you
all-
want, I will return it back to you after going through it. And
Acha, you want to take it to the wherever you are going?
Yes, sir.
It's physical copy.
Yeah.
But you are in Delhi, no?
Yes.
What I will do is I'll give you the PDF files. You get a print
Okay.
from anywhere.
Oh,
And-
sure.
And I
Yeah.
have from time to time I have posted all these PDF files already in the group. But
Yeah.
together I will separately WhatsApp you.
Sure.
Can I
Yeah,
make a
So
suggestion?
nice. Thank you so much.
Can I make a
PDF will be
suggestion?
fine.
Can we have this all these files put up on SCI India's website? That will be really great because many times I also need to refer to this document. and I
Yeah,
don't
we
have
can
a
do
copy.
that. Sir, we can do that.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Very good advice. It should be loaded at website.
Yeah, we can do it.
A very important document.
Right,
I
right.
think that
Yes,
everyone
yes,
should have
I do.
access to. Thank you.
Okay. By the way, I
So-
want to mention Sunil's contribution to all these booklets.
Yeah.
These booklets are all thanks to Sunil. He is the
Sunil.
great editor of these kind of documents.
Really?
Thank you, Sunil.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you,
Sunil.
I
Sunil.
didn't know.
And see the communication. I am here in Mumbai and he is there in Bangkok. See the communication overnight. We had, all chats going on. Wow, second to second, minute to minute, and everything was edited. Even Constitution of India, how we did. Sunil was there.
Constitution of India.
It's a team. We have a team now.
Yes.
It's a group effort.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you everybody. I think it was a wonderful
Yeah.
session. I
Thank
think
you.
Thank
now it's
you.
a learning session.
Are we closing now?
Yeah, we are closing.
Okay.
Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
Tapusda, it was a nice meeting you, seeing you. Tapusda.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tapusda, it was nice.
Vivek Patil, Punjab Rao, P. Yadav, Sunil, Prabhakar, then Dr. Durai Swami, Abhinash, then who else left? Suhas Karnik. Thank you very much for joining. Thank
And
you. very much.
big thanks to you, Nitin.
No. It's
Yadavji,
Chairperson, ma'am.
Yadavji,
Yes,
just
dear.
such a ring file, ring file.
Yeah.
These documents, ring file, plastic at front and plastic at the bottom, and there is a ring here. Huh?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye
See
bye.
you next
Bye,
time.
everyone. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Tapusda.
Bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you, Sarvanaji.
Yeah, bye.
It's nice.
Bye, Tapusda.
It's nice to hear.
Very nice, Stephen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
अविनाश अभी ये बोल सकते हैं सब लोग गया
Now you can stop recording.
माउस माइक
Stop
ओपन कर
recording.
Stephen is
Stop
there. Huh?
recording and you
Yeah,
can have-
I'm logging off. Huh?
Yeah. Okay, Stephen.
I'm logging off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Bye. See you again soon.
अविनाश
Stop
thank you
recording.
for your support to Kankodi camp.
Yeah. Thanks, Avinash, for the camp.
The boys and girls were good.
Really good. They had the camp spirit.
You can stop recording and then we can have a chat about the camp.
Really good. You see then that